how you doing, man? Hey, welcome to the show. Hey, we were talking a little bit about that press release that you guys sent out of the video of what happened with Vic Draculich, about how he kind of pointed out what was legal and non-legal and how he didn't stick to that plan. Let me ask you this. After seeing what happened to Adner Maris and Arbeco, actually what happened to Arbeco, Joseph Arbeco, did you guys sit there and go, okay, we have a bigger case now because these refs are continuously doing this?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I want to say there was no hard feeling towards Vic Draculich. You know what I'm saying? I understand that it was a big fight. You know, it was a big moment. It was a lot going on in the fight, and he could have been a little bit overwhelmed. You know what I'm saying? I mean, sometimes these things happen to us as fighters, them as officials. You know what I'm saying? Them as officials is not exempt from them being, nervous or a little bit over anxious about what's going on in the fight. I understand. You know what I'm saying? The punch at hand was not in his vision, in his visionable state of mind. But I think that with the new rules of having the opportunity to take the opportunity to look at the tape, he didn't use that.
Do you think that's just a major problem in general, Zab, that consistency with refs? Like we saw, I don't know if you saw Maris like Becco, but the ref did the same thing. He points to the top of the trunks. Anything below this is low. And then the rest of the fight, the guy's hitting on the belt line. He goes low a few times and only gets his warnings. He doesn't get a point. As far as you understand it as a fighter, where is that line that is a low blow? Is it the belly button? Do you guys decide that in the dressing room? How is that determined?
Well, that's determined by the referee, by the officials, and that's why we call them officials, because they're the ones in there that had the last say so. And until his discretion, in the beginning when he gave his rules, he said it out of his mouth. Anything, above here up is good. Anything above here and down, anything from right here down is considered a low blow. So no matter whether it was a high low blow or low blow, it was still under the mark of where he said it was at.
That, and I'm watching the video right now. When the low blow happens, he's got his left arm over your head, holding you in place.
Right.
And then he winds up and throws a punch. That's holding and hitting.
I mean, if you watch that, he did that. Like I kind of showed that into the tape too. You know what I mean? I showed that when he did that. Out of 5 rounds, he did it at least 12, 13 times. You know what I'm saying? Where he was holding and hitting, and I mean, all I ask for in this situation is that in the past, Zab Judah is known to be, to break out and, in these big rides and have big type of, attitude. And, this time I handled the situation like a gentleman, and I just would ask for a gentleman, a gentleman's favor to be looked at by the Nevada Commission to take another look at the situation from on a professional level and to make a decision.
This is the only thing that I looked at. I was at the fight, and then I watched it again on tape. And that's what I saw was, it was a borderline shot. But, I wasn't in the dressing room. I don't know where that line is, but I see it, on your tape. The only thing was that the difference between you and Becco to me is that Becco got up before the count. Did you know you were being counted out, and why didn't you get up and protect yourself?
Well, you got to understand, I've been in that situation before. When I fought Miguel Cotto, I jumped up, and when I was still in pain, you know what I'm saying, and you know what I'm saying, and that only resulted to another low blow, which allowed me to be down even again. So on this time, I said, okay, cool, I got hit low. I know the rules, you know what I'm saying. He's going to give me my A count and then give me, my 2 minutes to, you know what I'm saying, get myself together, because the low blow was really, see, you got to understand, under the cup, that's just not a pair of shorts we got on and underwear. Under the shorts is a cup. Now, if you watch the way the cup, the way the punch was landed, it was landed in an upward fashion. That means it jammed the cup part up into my scrotum area. You know what I'm saying? And that's where the pain kicked in at. So it wasn't directly. I'm not saying it was directly on the, on the testicles, but it jammed the cup up into my testicles, which because it was hit where it should not have been hit at down there, where the referee said anything under this line right here is considered a low blow.
Yeah, I think that's a big misnomer that, I've worn a cup, I've sparred it or whatever, and I don't know, a lot of fans have, but they always assume that it has to be, right on the button. But really, doesn't it hurt more when it lifts it, like you hit it on the belt, underneath the belt, and it lifts it up or to the side?
Every man right now, every gentleman listening to this conversation right now understands how it feels when someone lifts up on your scrotum area. It's very painful.
Yeah.
I mean, that area, any doctor will tell you, is very sensitive. That's a very sensitive area. Now, you have a hard, sturdy cup to be jammed up into it. Come on. I mean, it really hurts. I mean, one thing about me, guys, y'all know me. Y'all seen my body. Y'all seen my preparation. I was prepared to the best of my ability. My body was dominant. My physical condition was, phenomenal. In the past, I have not been in half of the shape I've been in, and I went to war with some of the bigger, stronger punches, longer rounds than that. So why would I even take a step now to even say, quitting is just not in my, that's just not in my blood, bro. That's just not me. Anybody that know me knows Zach's not gonna quit. He never. That's the last thing he's gonna do is quit. Anybody.
When you look at what happened with Morris and Becco and that ref who was awful, and then what happened with Dracula too, he's not always terrible. There are times when he's actually pretty good, and there's times when he screws up pretty big. Do you look at it and just say, well, the favorites or the people that the network was kind of talking about? Everybody was talking about, this will be the first Golden Boy champion with Morris, and everybody's talking about how Amir Khan's this big star, even though he didn't sell any tickets in the U.S. Do you think the refs get slanted by that, and they kind of err on protecting that guy a little bit? Or do you think it's just bad day at the office?
Only thing I think that happened is that the referee, the fans should be mad at me. They should be mad at refs because the fans, the referees denied the opportunity for the fans to see a great 12-round fight. I mean, this was not like, Amir Khan was the only champion. This was a unification fight where I was a champion, but Amir Khan was a champion. So I think on a championship level, fighters should be given an opportunity of standing up for themselves. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if a punch is considered to be a low blow, he knows that there's no way in America Amir Khan could hit me with one body shot to make me go down and stay down for a thing. There's no way. Everybody, come on, just think about it, guys. There's no way in America you can hit with one body shot. And at this level of boxing that we're at right now, I don't think that there's no fighter that can hit a person with one body shot that early in the 5th round of a fight and make them just submit just like that. No way. There's no way. There's no way. You know what I mean?
I've seen it, but it's usually a shot to the liver, not to the belt line, and the guy goes down.
Right, not directly towards the abdomen. I could see it if I was a fat, flabby person with no kind of six. I mean, I had an 8-pack in there. You know what I'm saying? I had 4 on each side. You know what I mean? My body was in, phenomenal condition. You know what I'm saying? I worked with Victor Kache coming, going into this fight. I mean, my body was in the best of the ability that it can be in. You know what I'm saying? And for a body shot to be stopped like that, come on, that's no way. I mean, only common sense will tell you, you don't do nothing like that. But I just say the referee deprived the fans opportunity of seeing a great 12-round fight.
Where do we go?
An 8-pack. That was a family pack you had there, dude. That was ridiculous shape that you were in.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? And you know what? And that's the only reason why we was mad, because we worked hard in training camp for that whole event, and then, for the fight to go 5 rounds, myself, Pernell Whitaker, Team Judah, we were totally disappointed at how the outcome of the fight came about. And, I don't know, man. It just seems like every time I take a step up in boxing game, it's like 2 steps back. But you know what I'm saying? Like, my will to be a champion, my will to fight is still here. You know what I'm saying? My family, my friends, uplift me and encourage me. I know God. I know I know what He says, and I just move forward. Everybody's not to be liked in the game of life. Period. You know what I'm saying? No matter how good you guys do your job, there's gonna be somebody that says, I don't like him, and you're gonna always say, I don't know why. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and it's the same thing with me. No matter how great I do, there's nobody. I don't think there's nobody in this world that everyone just in the whole world likes. Somebody's always going to say, I don't like him. Why? They don't even know why, but it was like, I just don't like him.
Now, where do we go from here? I mean, putting out this press release of the videotape of that is just, it's blunt there. You can see everything, and you know, there's a lot of good points in what you guys are directing and having a hearing or anything. Has there been any mention of a rematch or a possibility or of just them sitting down on the table with you and saying, okay, you know what, we hear you, but et cetera, et cetera, et cetera?
I mean, at this point in time right now, I look at the state of boxing, the way the state of boxing is, and where can Amir Khan go from here? I mean, there's nobody else in the division right now on the championship level that he can, you know, Timothy Bradley, for some reason they didn't want to take the fight. You know, Timothy's not looking interested in fighting Amir Khan. So where do he go? I mean, the biggest fight for Amir Khan right now is a rematch with Zab Judah. You know what I'm saying? And for people to sit back and hope and pray that the Zab Judah that they know can show up is going to show up. And that's it.
One last thing, Zab. You know, they talked about like instant replay and all that. Do you think we should get something like that for something like this, where you know the fighter says, "Look, I was hit low."
No. In the rule books, as it states right now, referee does have the opportunity of taking an instant replay if the punch is delivered on his blind side where he didn't see totally what happened. He does have the opportunity of stopping the fight and going to the instant replay camera and checking it out.
And he didn't do
that. He didn't use that. You know, maybe he didn't remember. I mean, maybe because it's so new. You know, he didn't remember to that state. You know what I'm saying? Like I tell everybody, I don't blame Drac because at the same time, this is a fight. It's going fast. You know what I'm saying? Things are going fast. People are screaming. You know what I'm saying? It takes a second to stand back and to rethink things. You know what I'm saying? And all I ask for now is the Nevada Commission sit down, look at the rule book again, look at the fight again, and make a decision from there. I mean, if they should say no, I mean, listen, I mean, what can I say? You know, God has a plan for me, and I'll be back. And, you know, I did it 5 times, I'll do it again.
Just to say to your point, it's sometimes a ref judges what the fighter is telling him, and I've seen that where it's not a low blow, and the fighter will act like it is, and the ref will judge that. Or in your case, he judged what the crowd saw, which was the crowd thought it was a body shot that dropped you, and all the con people went crazy. But he didn't see it.
Of course.
You could see it on the tape. You didn't see it.
Yeah, I mean, it was a UK crowd, and I mean, if you watch the punch when it came, he was directly behind me. We emphasized this on the tape. And watch the video. All I ask people to do is watch the video. Anybody with a heart and realism in their life, in their heart, they're gonna see exactly what I'm talking about.
And we're going to post it also on Leaving the Ring with the interview so that people can really kind of sit back and listen to the case that you're stating because, you know, I got to tell you this. I think the refs sometimes, in my opinion, get a little bit too much power. I think that there's got to be a fix in it. It's been happening too much in our sport here, and it's sad to see this happen here.
Thank you very much. And, you know, in closing, I just told the fans, you know what I'm saying, just, you know, say what you're going to say, you know what I'm saying, whatever it is. You know, I thank everybody in advance for all of the support. You know, I think even haters in advance for all of the hate. I mean, it's great because it creates a conversation. And it creates controversy, and controversy sells. But at this point in time right now in my life, you know, I got my life locked in with my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and you know, a calm spirit and in a warm manner of doing things is the right way of doing it. I mean, turn around and get the decision of having a rematch, or they say no, it's not accepted. You know, I thank everybody. You know, any old way, it's okay.
Well, there you go, Super Zab Judah here on Leaving the Ring. I appreciate it again, brother. You have a good one, okay?
Thank you.